This episode is brought to you by Naked Fig Soap. Shop over a dozen handcrafted artisan soaps locally sourced and made in Arizona using the finest non-toxic intentional ingredients. Naked Fig Soap also offers facial care products along with accessories like soap dishes, soap saver bags, and more.
Visit their website at nakedfigsoap.com and use code DRUMMINGUP, all one word, for 20% off online orders. And that is the best place to find her now.
Yes.
She doesn't really have a storefront so much as she has
As of right now.
Yeah, as of right now,
Yes.
she has her products in certain locations,
Yes.
which again is the best place to find her is at her nakedfigsoap.com website.
Yes.
Or her socials. Instagram is a great spot to find her. Ask her any questions where she's going to be at like a farmer's market.
Yes.
You can find all that out. Or
But coming up, she's
Yeah.
moving to bigger and better opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. And we're very happy to hear that because,
Yes.
you know, we just want to make
She's one
sure
of our
she's doing okay.
favorite companies.
Oh, yeah. Whenever we're getting low, we always place our order.
Yes.
You know, and again, use that code drumming up,
Yes.
all one word, to get that 20% off discount.
For sure.
nakedfigsoap.com. It'll be in the show notes. We'll have her website. And then the best thing to do is from the website, go find her socials, follow her. That helps her. And by you doing that, it helps us because we know you're listening and we know you're buying her great products. She also offers tattoo care and everything too.
Yes,
so
she does.
just a ton of stuff that she does. It's all locally made and everything. So what was that website again?
That is nakedfigsoap.com.
Using code drumming
Drumming
up,
Up.
all one word, for 20% off at checkout.
Hi there, this is Julian of Gorad, and you are listening to Drumming Up Conversation. Hell yeah.
Drumming up conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, yeah. Conversation. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Drumming Up Conversation. Intro and outro music is provided by my band, Temporal Displacement. Sorry, I'm not used to doing this. Find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
You can email us at drummingupconversation@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Drumming Up Conversation, and on X at Drum Conversing. And you can find our audio version on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can watch the video version on YouTube. And so much for me not doing the intro because I don't feel good.
Just make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. Reach out to us if you want to come on or have anything you want to say. And that's pretty much it. So, and we are joined here by Matt and Chloe.
Yeah.
And Andrea's not feeling the greatest right now. Just
And
dehydration.
we drug her in here because we're monsters. You will podcast.
I haven't been drinking today, but I did vomit in a wine bag.
So
Kind of the same thing. Got the same energy.
To Walmart this morning, and I just got back in the car, and I told Justin, I said, I'm gonna get sick, and the only thing we had in the car was a wine bag, so which is actually kind of good because it's plastic, so it doesn't leak or anything. So
Yeah, for sure.
My doctor's appointments, they give me the actual like vomit bags.
that's what Matt was telling me.
I told him about
Yeah.
that. Like, so we were just accumulating a collection of these in the car.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Chloe.
anyone that rides in our car, you have a barf bag.
Chloe, I think your mic might be off. I might have
Oh.
forgotten to turn it on. It's on the top there.
No, it's on.
Okay.
Repeat story about barf bags.
Well, I was still picking it up. We're still got
Yeah.
Got my barf bags.
And my whole thing's just dehydration. I thought it was my ear crystals because if you've ever had those displaced, it's horrible. And it's like having seizures.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because if people didn't pick up her microphone, then completely out of context. We're here with Matt. I have barf bags in my car in case anybody rides in the car. It's just gonna. So hopefully your part is in there. Otherwise, That's an
You can
awkward
start over.
start. That's a very awkward start to the podcast and
By
to
the
my
way,
contribution.
cheers, everybody.
Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody.
Clink.
Cheers.
Clink.
Sparkling water.
Because we're a little further back now, if you haven't noticed.
Okay.
I did
Oh,
notice
yeah.
that.
And I cannot see you very well at all anymore.
I
but
can sit up taller.
It's all good.
My 5 foot self isn't doing much. There's an aftertaste to this wine
I didn't drink
that
it, I
is very
swear.
interesting.
Mm.
And I don't know what it is. Like it's like nut or like vanilla. Do you know what it is? I don't know tasting notes for wine.
Is
Uh,
earth a wine tasting note? It is in cigars. Earthy vanilla.
Yeah, that's kind of what it tastes like. It's good.
It is good.
Could be.
It's a
Yeah.
petite Syrah, so it's on the lighter side.
Yeah. Are you looking it up?
I could probably go back in my notes with.
It's probably gonna have like even cherry.
Oh,
notes to it.
yeah.
So it's deep ruby
Black cherry.
nose, deep ruby nose with a bit. Oh no, that's someone's review.
I do
That's
like it.
stupid.
I like it
I do
too.
that too. I'll start reading reviews of like cigars or something. And I'd be like, if it's professional, I'm like, I kind of relate to this. If it's a user, I'm like, you had the same cigar as me? Are you sure? Like, that's funny.
All right, so we're having you guys on mostly. I mean, we're gonna get into other shit. I'm sure it'll just happen,
Mhm.
which is great. But
Are
you have a new
you?
venture that you're starting. So
Indeed. Fear Frontier has a new venture, which at the time of recording isn't even officially open, but by the time this comes out, there should be at least a trailer out. That's the goal. And beginning October 11th, the infamous Lulu's Bordello in Goldfield, which has been there for years. People come in all the time, hoping to get in there, and people get excited because we get to venture in there on the night tour, spending a little bit of our time concluding the tour with some of some of my favorite stories, ghost stories of the town. But now we're going to be in there every day, doing that all day from 10 to 5, 7 hours of ghost stories, locked in, lights out. So the Spirits of the Bordello tour is going to be called. So yeah, brand new attraction coming to Goldfield, daytime ghost tour. There's not too many things like it in Arizona, and it's air conditioned. So there's that. In case you don't like ghost, you like air conditioning, I'm sure. So, but yeah, I'm down to if any questions you guys
Yeah.
got about it, dive into it. I'm down.
how did it start? Like, where did the idea come from?
Essentially, I've been wanting to do something like it for a while because as somebody that's been employed with Goldfield, working in Goldfield for a while, I always knew they needed a scary attraction, and I was fortunate enough to get to start the nighttime tour. People have loved it. It's been incredible doing it, but it's there's only so much you can do doing a nighttime tour with a limited number of guests, and I always wanted to break out and do something daytime, do something where Fear Frontier is full time. I just didn't know what it was because there's only so much space, so many buildings. In order to build, there's a lot of red tape. So I was like, maybe if I could ever obtain one of the buildings, I could come up with a daytime equivalent. Never dreamt it would be the Bordello. That was huge. That really came down to me just asking the owners at a meeting, just like, hey, I have an idea, literally that. And I'm like, I know the summer can be harsh to any outdoor attraction in Goldfield. So I waited until that harsh summer, until the doors of the Bordello were locked in the daytime before I'm like, I have an idea where it could be open year round, 7 days a week with material that people will always be excited to hear. It doesn't have to be Halloween to want to hear a ghost story.
Well, it's called a ghost town anyway to begin
Exactly.
with, so they promote that.
Yeah, I'm like we're kind of doing what a lot of people already expect. A lot of people come there and wonder why there isn't a scary tour, and then when they find out there's the nighttime tour, they're excited. But not everybody can do a nighttime tour. I mean, you're right there in the daytime, and then like, oh well, there's the purchase of the tickets, there's making plans, dinner, whatever. A lot of times, it's just not convenient for people who are basically tourists to uh, come back at night, even though they want to. So this provides them something they can do right there on the spot. If you're in Goldfield, all you have to do is walk to the Bordello, and we're literally going to be selling the tickets in person right there in the parlor room. There's no need to go online to buy them or anything like that. So you're able to get a ticket there, and We'll set you up a time, and essentially for 25 to 30 minutes, you're going to hear all these ghost stories, a little bit of ghost hunting involved. And there's different endings to the tour. There's one of six different stories you can hear at the end that has a bit of audience participation. We're gonna try different ideas, a little more creative room to flex with character building and stuff like that. We're bringing in new people that have never been a part of Fear Frontier. And we're really excited to see what they bring to it and kind of how they work out. Um, I'm doing a lot of talking. If Chloe wants to do any talking, she can, because if there's one person I've been yakking to about this, it's Chloe. So if there's anything you would like to say, or maybe how what you're looking forward to, or what you think, because you have a little bit more of not outside Fear Frontier, but outside of me perspective.
Yeah.
So if you got what, because there's things like she's like, okay, well, I don't know. In the beginning, she's like, you have an idea. I don't know how it's going to work. But as she saw me slowly come up with ideas on how to flesh this out, she always had an opinion and got more and more excited. So feel free to, like, what about it are you looking forward to? And feel free to, I kind of introed for you. Feel free to say whatever you want.
Uh, I think the most exciting thing about the tour is that it's going to appeal to more people than just the people who are specifically looking to go on a ghost tour. Like, if I were to go to Goldfield with my extended family, like the first time that I met Matt, we were just going to Goldfield, and then I found out they had a haunted attraction. That would be a huge deal because then I'd be like, oh, well, we have to go. We have to go on this. And then it's going to get more people involved than just who you would normally see at a ghost tour. And I think that's really exciting to open up to an audience that's bigger and wider and to really appeal to people who may not be able to go on a nighttime ghost tour. And it's also going to be interesting because it's going to bring in a different cast of people that people who are used to the ghost tour haven't seen before. We have new hires who are really excited to like introduce and to have become a part of the team. And so all of that has just been really
Gosh.
exciting. You're pulling the cord, sweetheart.
Or
Oh, it's a
ghost.
ghost. So there's a pit bull under the table who is now thinks I'm playing with her. Um, no, exactly. That's just it. Everything I just said, she nails the outside perspective of people coming into town and discovering, oh, there is this scary attraction, and it's just long overdue. And yeah, and it focuses on more than just the history of the town. I mean, it's still the brothel, so it still has a Bordello tour intertwined in the paranormal side of it. It's ghost stories, it's Bordello history. It still has the Goldfield history with the Superstition Mountains. It's all a tightrope walk between all these subjects. And above all else, it celebrates the paranormal interest that peaked in the Victorian era, which is what inspired it above all else. I mean, we're using the Bordello and we're talking about Goldfield, but I was so excited because I'm so used to the Western. I'm very excited to bring the Victorian side into it, which in the 1890s, when Goldfield was active, the Victorian era was thriving with, supernatural parlor games, seances were like all the rage. Spiritualism is what they would refer to it as. And then horror media like novels and books started to kind of rise in the 1890s. So it's a perfect time, coincidentally, just by when Goldfield existed in its heyday, it's a perfect time to actually dive into the subject matter. The 1890s was kind of the birth of horror entertainment in a lot of ways.
And is this like a scheduled tour? Like people you have to get
Yeah,
tickets
it'll
for
be
specific times?
they'll probably run about every 30 minutes or so. Um I expect a lot of demand, so I think I would say show up early. I would not be surprised if selling out was an option, due to the nature of things. But it will be every day 10 to 5, roughly about every 30 minutes you can get on a tour. We'll have tickets that we hand out like placeholders that you can walk away with and return with, and we'll get you on your scheduled tour. And yeah, for the next 25 to 30 minutes, you basically will be in a dark, spooky bordello hearing these ghost stories, and it's we're very excited about that. I can't wait to try something new in daytime indoor ghost tour. There's not a whole lot of that going on in Arizona, so it's kind of an original thing in a lot of ways too.
Is it going to be Fear Frontier Presents?
Fear Frontier presents The Spirits of the Bordello
Okay.
will be the official
Are
name.
you
In
gonna
Lulu's Bordello.
Yeah, and
The,
it'll
the
take
official name's kind of long, but
well, I mean, it's The Spirits of the Bordello, but there will be a tagline or a subtitle if you see it in advertisements or on a sign that says a ghost tour in Lulu's Bordello. But
It'd be like
essentially,
a Peter Sellers intro.
I know,
because we
but
definitely still want to honor the fact that it is Lulu's Bordello.
How
It is
we,
the
what was it? The atomic bomb or whatever it was.
oh, the Kubrick film. Oh, Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to
Yeah.
Quit Worrying and Love the Bomb. Yeah, something. Yeah, great
Fear
movie.
Frontier
Great
presents.
movie. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but the title on paper is The Spirits of the Bordello Tour, or just The Spirits of the Bordello. I'll say it one more time. The Spirits of the Bordello. So get that in your head. But essentially, yeah, that's officially the name, and it's going to be just that, all about the haunts of the bordello, the women that worked in the bordello, the women that suffered through the Wild West, as well as helped to build the town. Old West towns thrived on the business bordellos did. So there's a bit of an honor to it. There's a bit of a tragedy to it. And all in all, you get your ghost stories, which is why we're all there. But
In the cooler months, are you looking to do like campfire inside there, like one of those?
we've
not real
talked
ones,
about
but-
doing things like that. You'll definitely probably get extended tours. So if you were to show up June, July, August for the exact same price, you're probably going to get extended tours, maybe even a bit of extra hands-on ghost hunting, that type of thing. We're going to have some ghost hunting equipment. We do plan to responsibly trust it in people's hands until they ruin it for us. But as long as everybody behaves, we do plan to let ghost hunting be a little bit of a hands-on experience with it to the best that we can.
Are you gonna continue the nighttime
Yep.
tour?
We'll be not only continuing it, but we'll actually be trying to push it to 7 days a week. Not right away, but right now, a lot of people know that it's 4 days a week, or 4 nights a week. We're going to try to push that to 7. You might even get a guide that is not me, but I'm actually looking forward to figuring out who that is. And you will now, most importantly, be able to skip the internet if you want. You can buy tickets directly in person in the Bordello. So when you're in there getting booked for a daytime ghost tour, if you want, you can throw the nighttime tour right on there as well, and literally just see us a few hours later, and you'll get a nighttime tour that shows the whole town as well as the mine, and a even darker side of the Bordello.
Which I think is kind of exciting just because now people are going to be able to make a whole day out of Goldfield. Like,
Mhm.
go early in the
You can
morning,
go and have a whole spooky day out there.
book the night tour, spend the day out there, get food, wait a couple hours after the town closes at the saloon, have a drink or two, and then come on the night tour.
Yeah,
It's like you can actually make a whole day out of just
a hat trick of
spending
spirits.
it.
Daytime spirits, nighttime spirits, and saloon spirits. So,
Yeah.
a hat trick of spirits right there.
And so what, I'm just curious because you brought up, what was some of the buildings you thought you were gonna get when you started?
Actually, buildings come and go out there. A lot of people are very, and I agree with them, very sad that the reptile exhibit is no longer in Goldfield. I had my eye on that. I had some ideas for it, and I wanted to do an idea so bad. I was even willing to sell tickets from that building and then branch out into this walk around town thing. But realistically, even in the winter, there are warm days in Arizona. So I knew that was difficult. I had an idea for it, but I'm very proud that we're gonna have a roof overhead with air conditioning and all that. But yeah, the reptile exhibit was one that I definitely had my eye on. I like the layout of it, which is also coincidentally on the first floor of the Bordello. While our ghost tour will be up in the parlor and bar area on the second floor, the reptile exhibit would actually be one floor down. So we're not going far away from it.
What are you doing?
Girl, just smelling the prawn.
Oh, guys, smell it.
And
Cheers.
did you want to when you get them on, introduce your new associates for this one?
The new people that we're
Yep.
bringing on.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very proud to say that there is like this waiting list of people that want to be involved, but and we are going to bring on more, but we just hired a woman named India, actually. Unique name, very easy to remember. And she seems thrilled. She actually has ghost tour experience. She has theatrical experience, which is exactly what we've been looking for. And she just seems so enthusiastic. She loves history. She loves scary stuff. Um, she even let me see some of the recordings she made that got her hired at previous ghost tours. And even I learned about a Louisiana serial killer that I knew nothing about. And I thought it was awesome. And I'm like, wow, you'd be great for this. So we had this. I'm trying to talk here, Grenache.
I got it out of the cords.
Thank you.
Grenache is like, they should have hired me. But you'd have been great. But you can't fit in a dress. But
And you can't speak English.
or talk, that helps too, yeah. But yeah, and then we had her out there, took her up in the Bordello, had this interview that probably should have been 30 minutes, but it wound up being like 2 hours of just talking and fun, and like other members of Fear Frontier were there, and we were just like, this is awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I give her the, we'll be in touch. But as soon as she left, I looked at the others. I'm like, yeah, she's in. We just got to find out how to tell her. So we invited her to a second interview to meet the rest of the crew. Little did she know it was secretly a celebration to bring her on board, just like bringing a new member into a rock band. I'm like, this is going to be fun. So you'll see India on the tours, who is very excited to throwing down original character and um, kind of being a part of all the spooky shenanigans that we're involved in. So yeah.
Unlike some of the she brings a certain energy to the tour and to the group, I think, because she kind of wants to play this character where she kind of wants to be like a method actor almost, where she's not just India who works for the ghost tour. She wants to be this character who works in the brothel, who works in the bordello. Um, Kind of be like this dangerous woman who, if she serves you a drink, you might not know whether it has poison or not.
Yeah.
And I think her and I are very similar. I really enjoy her energy, but she's very much more outgoing than me. I think she'll be a great tour guide and someone who could function on her own without Matt present.
Which is something I want.
Yeah, who could really be like a great tour guide on her own.
Like a pick up the
feet.
pieces kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
Someone who could even like not rival Matt, but
no, like
who could match Matt's
Matt needs a
energy.
day off.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And we've been looking for that because while I love doing it, I want to expand Fear Frontier as far as it can go. And contrary to a lot of people's theories, I am human. And I would like to bring in somebody that can um, kind of be like a different version of me when I'm not there. And yeah, and India shows a lot of promise. I'm very excited to see what she brings to the table. I'm very excited to see like her her persona and her character. We did a little improv and it went really well. And then this week she's gonna come in and we're gonna sort of be kind of rehearsing, which is something the night tour didn't have. The night tour was essentially me just getting in front of a crowd and people followed my lead and we've built a chemistry in our team. This one though will be actually a little bit like stage rehearsing a little bit. We're actually going to have some banter that we expect to say from day one and things like that.
Kind of funny story about India because we were today her and I got together because she's looking for an outfit to wear in the bordello because obviously we want everyone in costume and it would have been weird if she went with Matt. So she went with me and I was like, you can try on my corset. And so the first thing I do is go over to her house, meet her dogs, meet her boyfriend, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna try on this corset, and she cannot get into it. There's like no way she's getting into this corset. She's like, can you loosen it? And I was like, there's just no way that you can get into this corset. Um, but she did give it a good try. But I'm around the size of like a fifth grader, so it's very fair she did not fit into my corset. But it was very fun going and getting to see her pick out an outfit that matched her sense of style. It's very black, very Victorian, very spooky.
I've seen a picture of it. I described it as funeral-esque.
Yes, it
Yeah.
definitely looks like she is attending a funeral.
Or King Diamond show.
Yeah.
Yes, or that. She looks great and she's very, very excited about the role. So that's a big deal. Especially if she was interested after interviewing with the guys and they just took her into the mine after hours.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the interview, I'm like, you want to go in the mine? And then it was funny. She said yes, and we went down there. Everything was fine. But then Riley's like, just for the record, we're not going to kill you. I'm like, well, now she's nervous. She was fine until you said that. But it was cool. We didn't kill her, it turns out. We had a good time. It was fun. And we showed her sort of what the vibe of the nighttime tour is like as well.
I'm very used to having it be me and three boys. So it was nice when we all got together and there was a little bit more feminine energy in the group. And we're around the same age. We both grew up in the same area. So we get along quite well. Matt was like trying to tell her that she had the job. And I was like, oh, so you went to this high school. That's
Yeah, like
that's
5 times. I'm
right
like,
high
I'm
school.
trying to toast here. It's gonna figure it out. But yeah, we managed to do it smoothly enough.
And who else besides India?
Nobody has been officially hired yet, but
Okay.
there's about a dozen people that are waiting to hear from me. It's a big, which I find very flattering. We're actually giving a bit of preference to people that are outside of Goldfield right now because we're very excited to bring new people in that want to devote time to us. It's very flattering how much people want to spend their days with us. But yeah, it's a cool opportunity. I mean,
To where it's your employee, not
yeah, exactly.
Goldfield's.
Ours. And they get to dress up and hang out with friends and tell scary stories all day. I mean, I was actually telling some of my friends, it's a good thing that I'm the one running this because if I was working in Goldfield and someone else was doing this tour, I don't know if I could stand it. I don't know if I could look up at the Bordello and knowing there's ghost stuff going on in there all day. I'm like, I think it would eat me alive. So I'm very glad that I'm on that side of it. So I understand when these people that want to do it, and I love all of you, but the people that get the job, I would be so stoked to get this job. So I'm very glad to be part of it, to see that, so I get to bring people in and see their excitement.
And
Which is
Riley and
awesome.
Mike will be involved too.
Yep. Mike and Riley are there, which they're very excited as well. Me and Riley have been putting new touches into the Bordello. So those of you who have been to the Bordello before and might be like, well, how is he going to turn that into this daytime tour with atmosphere? Because if you walk in there before, it's very bright. It's bright. The sun shines through those windows. It's the second floor of the highest point in Goldfield, but we've seen to that. We've darkened the windows. We've changed the lighting. We're going to have our own ambiance in there. Things have been moved around a little. So we're already setting it up to where people that are familiar with it will walk in and immediately it looks like a different place.
And it's going to be a very interesting experience for people because every time they come, they're going to get a little bit of a different experience. Because there are certain days, like Riley and I both have our careers that are separate from Fear Frontier. So we'll be there every once in a while. So you might be there on one of the off days that I'm there or one of the off days that Riley's there. And obviously, when one of us is there, it's going to bring a different energy to the group. So it's not like you've come in and you've seen it once, you've seen it every time. It's going to be different every single time you come in.
Now, kind of a two-parter, but first part is the employees that you're going to have ones you're going to start grooming for the nighttime tour if you do that 7 days a week.
I would like to. The nighttime tour is difficult because while on the daytime tour, it's a shorter experience with a little more of a theatrical thing going on. On the nighttime tour, it's been embedded so deeply that it's me. Like when you think of the nighttime ghost tour, I'm probably the other thing you think of. So getting somebody to um pull off the tour the way that I
What your
like
standards
it
are.
pulled off. Yes, meet my standards, which anyone that's been on the tour will know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a certain way that I
We've been
do
on a
it.
couple, so
Yes, there's a certain way I do it. A few. There's a certain way I do it that the reason nobody else does it yet is there's a certain handing over of the reins that has to be done before I feel comfortable letting someone fully do it without my presence. So we want to. Just good luck to whoever that is.
Good luck
But yeah.
as well, because we aren't looking for someone who's going to be a Matt clone.
That's true.
And it would
One of the
be-
biggest problems is people will who have wanted, they try to imitate me. I'm like, don't imitate me. I'm already here. Come up with your own vibe that
Yeah.
I love. That's what I'm looking for.
And being 7 days a week, that might be a good thing too, because
Mhm.
someone that goes on a Tuesday and then goes on a Friday will be like, oh, it was kind of like two different tours, but it was the
Mhm.
same concept.
Exactly. And
Which is cool.
yeah, and they probably will have their own set of stories and their own set of jokes and their own set of vibes, like, and that's great. The history is the same,
Mhm.
but their experiences and what they want to talk about might be different. Same with me. If you go on a tour of mine in November and then you come back in December, there's a chance one or two of those stories are completely different or rearranged or
Or
told differently.
locations are
Yeah,
different. Yeah.
like
Completely new.
Yeah.
in fact, I can guarantee you, if you've been on the tour before and you approach any of us and say, I've been here before, the first thing you're going to see is the members of Fear Frontier huddle and say, all right, they've been here. Let's change this so it's new for them. We do that.
So
For
you
the
guys are
one
doing the
person who has been there before, we will change part of the tour just for you because we like you a lot.
yeah,
Like,
if
so that's
you're
kind of how we are.
Mike Portnoying the set list.
We do
Yeah.
that. We literally do that. Yeah. We're like that. I'm like, yeah, this person's been here before. Like, in fact, there's this one family that comes annually and you're starting to make it really difficult, but we love you and we can't wait to tell you about the daytime tour.
We're gonna go to the roof of the Bordello on
I don't,
this
we're
one.
gonna just, let's just go out in the desert. I'm like, let's go look for skinwalkers. Like, so yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And then my other part was, are you kind of given a little creative freedom with this new daytime one with some of the employees
Yeah.
too?
They're gonna be able to have some freedom and flex that a bit. It's family friendly, but I'm encouraging people to put a little edge because there is the brothel, so a little of that humor can be done. I do want it to be all ages, but I also do want that to come with a bit of warning. There is a bit of edge to it. There is a bit of that Bordello atmosphere to it. So there is that. But yes, people get to sort of have a bit of fun with it. And just like on the nighttime tour, if you say something I'm not expecting, I'm gonna bounce off of it. I'm gonna improv off of it. We're gonna turn it into a thing. And sometimes those jokes become permanent. I'm like, that was funny, do it again. And like, yeah, so that's happened before too.
And as
Like,
previously stated, for the sake of Matt's sanity and for the sake of our relationship, Matt needs days off.
Yeah.
So we want people to be able to have their own tour so that when Matt's not around, it's not, I'm just repeating Matt's tour.
Mhm.
This is my tour. And so we want it to be different. We want people to have the ability to like decide what they want to do with their tour and create their own character, create their own jokes, create their own lines, pull different acts with the crowd than what Matt would do.
Which is another reason why when I hire people, I'm hiring people that I trust.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people that are like that can, if you give them a script, they'll read it back, and that's great. But I want somebody that has confidence in themselves to not just repeat, but to understand the job, understand where they are and what they're talking about, and that if something goes sideways, they're going to be able to play off of it, which is part of the fun of what we do. And that's why um, it's not always easy to get into Fear Frontier because you got to be able to do that.
It's not easy to get out either.
It's not
No,
easy to get out of here.
can't get out. I've tried.
We'll keep you.
Once I tried to leave and
We wouldn't let her. She's still
Yeah.
here. You can't see it, but under this table, I have a gun aimed at her right now. And a little person just-
The old poker table shotgun.
no, my friend's like, oh, so you're gonna be working there too. And I'm like, I've got work and school, so I will be there. I'm hoping like once a week. And
Come
I'll do,
down.
like one.
You might see Chloe. It's a special day if you see Chloe.
Yeah, you'll either see me or you'll see me hopefully not at the animal hospital. So
Yeah, if you see her at the animal hospital, you're having a bad day. See her in Goldfield, you're having a good day.
yes.
So, with the new employees and just what that you're doing it so much more now, um, as far as looking into like the history and stuff, are you encouraging the employees like, hey, do as much research as you can?
I am, which is funny because the people that have been hired and are closest to being hired kind of do that on their own. India, for example, she does homework for fun. She researches. She talks like she already knew so much. I'm like, okay, so like this is gonna be easy because she already finds it so fascinating to one, research history and two, research dark history. I'm like, well, those are the two things. So like it kind of works. And then if there was a third, the paranormal. So it just yeah, it works. So that's she was like exactly what we're looking for at the exact right time. So props to India.
Riley, who met
And
her
then Riley,
and
Riley was the
was
one,
interested.
Riley was the one that actually ran into her first. And he was basically talking to her because they went on a ghost tour separately and then met each other. And then they got to talking. Riley name dropped Fear Frontier. Immediately, she's like, oh, if there's an opening, I would love to be in on that. And then Riley was like, actually, there's a huge opening because there's a brand new tour that hasn't even been announced yet. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, we're numbers and text, when to meet. And yeah, she was stoked. So yeah, she was right place, right time for sure.
Are you enjoying having this kind of freedom with it too, is hiring employees and actually having like a full on 7 day a week, business and everything?
I am. It's very stressful.
Mhm.
Some of it's new to me. I'll probably like it even more later. I do like it, but I find myself falling asleep and waking up thinking, okay, what did I do? What do I need to do now? Okay, today I have to do this. And I promise myself I will do one thing to progress towards the tour every single day. And I have, since I said that I have. But even now we're in, as of recording this, we just entered September. We're just a very short time away from nighttime tour starting. We're just under a month away from this new daytime tour starting, and there's still a lot to do. Some of the stuff we need to do might even get done after we're open. And now we're trying to get um, advertising and press involved and stuff like that. So like we want people to hear about it, but it's very scary telling people celebrate the grand opening of this tour that I've yet to do and that I want to be awesome from day one. And because of the nighttime tour, there is an expectation, not just from others, but myself as well. And while I'm very excited, I guess the short version, while I'm excited, I'm nervous, but Fear Frontier tends to thrive when our back is against the wall. Every member knows that. In fact, the other members of Fear Frontier are not nervous. They're like, we got this. I'm like, yes, we do. But what if we don't? But no,
See,
we're excited.
see, I am nervous because I come home from 12 hours of saving little puppy lives, and I go to crawl into bed because I work overnights, and he's getting up for work, and he's like, "Hey, honey, what if this tour fails?" I'm like, "I just got home from 12-hour shift. I love you. You just woke up. Calm down."
It's natural to say that. I know it's not going to, but it's natural to,
Well,
be
you
a
can't.
negative Nancy, and I care. That's what it boils down to.
Once he wakes up a little bit, he's like, "This is what I'm
In
doing today.
fact,
It's gonna go so well." And I'm like, "I like to hear this energy." But when he first wakes up, he's like, "I am stressed. I have to get this done and this done." And I'm like, "What can you do
it
today?
and
Think about what you can do today."
it does boil down to caring because when I say like, what if it fails? It's not a matter of not doing like people not showing up. I care about what people think. Um, I care like whoever's watching and listening right now, like if you go on the tour, you absolutely matter. You're not a group of people. You're an individual that I want to make happy with what we do. So failing to me is just not being good enough for the crowd. And
I will go on a tour of 30 people, and he'll be like, "Do you think that one girl at the very back who had the black outfit and the purple hair, do you think she liked the tour?" I'm like, "I don't even know who you're talking about." But he remembers each and every person from the tour, and he wants to make sure that each and every person enjoyed it.
Well, that's what you want. You want
yeah,
people coming back. You said you have an annual, family that
yeah,
comes
exactly.
out.
And they mean the world. In fact,
Yeah.
last year I gathered them together before the tour, and we took a picture together. And I've gotten where I know her name. She comes out in November, and when I see her name, I'm like, "Hey, you!" Like I know who you are. And the amount of people she brings is getting bigger and bigger. Soon, she's just gonna sell out the tour, which I'm okay with. Her,
Miss
her
Unique.
name is unique. But I mean, that's literally her name.
No,
It's not that her name is
Unique.
unique. Her name is literally unique. That is her first
Shout
name.
out to Unique. He's listening.
Are you guys looking to update the website and everything with this new venture as well?
Yes. In fact, if you are listening and you are a website IT person, I want to speak with you. Contact Fear Frontier or Drumming Up Conversation, and we will talk. I do want to update the website. Let's leave it at that. I do want to update the website.
And
I
are
have
you-
my problems with it.
Are you looking to separate the two on the website as well? Obviously,
They'll be separate, but they'll always be.
under one roof.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
it's if the nighttime tour is like Big Brother and Bordello tour is like little sister. That's kind of how I'm seeing this. They'll always be together. They're separate, but they will always be united under the umbrella of Fear Frontier.
It's like me and Matt during the weekends when we both work. We're together, but we're separate.
We're not brother and sister.
I did not say that. You said that.
I know. Which
Maybe-
I just got done saying it, but yeah. That's what I do. Welcome back.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
And as far as merchandise goes,
hmm
are you going to be doing like nighttime tour ones, daytime tour merchandise, or kind of one and the same?
I want to say yes to both.
Mhm.
We will start out with, in general, Fear Frontier merch, which a little bit like I'm wearing. So those of you that are watching on YouTube, I'm wearing a Fear Frontier shirt. I like it. You'll be able to buy it soon. And then I do want to do unique designs. I would love to see Goldfield Ghost Tour and Spirits of the Bordello merch.
You do
Hopefully
like one
sooner
on the
than later.
front and the other on the back, stuff like
Yeah,
that. would be
yeah.
cool, too.
We'll probably get creative. If I ever get to the point where I have the freedom to just test stuff and see what sticks, I'll probably come up with designs and all kinds of, Goldfield stuff, Bordello stuff, Fear Frontier stuff, the members of the tour, the way we all wear black with our lanterns, or like the mine, like it'll probably all get intertwined into it. Kind of like different spirits of the Haunted Mansion, just like Disney's Haunted Mansion, just different things. I love all that stuff. So I love the idea of coming up with all kinds. Like to me, every ghost we talk about is a character, its own story. Every location is its own vibe. So it'd be fun to do it like that.
Have you guys thought of doing like movie night stuff like that as well?
We have.
Okay.
Goldfield would have to sign off on it, but we have thought about movie nights, come down into a haunted location and watch a horror movie.
Cool to do it in the mine. Get
It
like,
would be.
little projector and-
We've talked about stuff. I used to joke we'll watch The Descent or something in the mine. We've even thought of like some more unique stuff. Like we thought about a night where we do Edgar Allan Poe readings, costume. We've also talked about wine tastings, cigar tours that are like adult after hour type things.
Fear Frontier After Dark.
Yeah, exactly. After dark, where it gets real scary. But like, yeah, just all kinds of things. So we're always thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always thinking. And we find most of our ideas happen, even if it takes a year or two. Most of them happen. I said we'd have a daytime something or other at least 2 years ago, and here we are. But it's much bigger and more elaborate than I expected. But here we are.
Yeah, this is the scariest part for you, right?
Yeah, we're going through a phase of like it's close. It feels far, but it's close. And before I know it, I will be looking in front of an audience, being like, "Here it goes."
Yeah.
But due to my experience with the nighttime tour, I probably had nervousness and stuff like that for months. I do think this one, after a few tours, I think we'll already hit our groove. I've done it enough. I've been in front of the crowd enough. I know how Fear Frontier reacts enough. As soon as people are positive about the first handful of tours, we will all relax quite a bit.
It's just the nerves.
Mhm.
Just, the
Naturally.
pre-show jitters, as I call them.
Exactly. And I want people to really like it. And it's more challenging because the nighttime tour is exclusively the history of Goldfield, which, while that's a bigger place, it's an easier lore to tell. The nighttime or the daytime tour what is so much more. You have to balance Goldfield with the Bordello, with the women, with the ghost stories, with modern ghost stories, historic ghost stories, not to mention ghost hunting or what people will say to us while there. There's a lot more to balance
Yeah.
in the daytime tour,
Which
but challenge accepted. It's also more condensed because on a nighttime tour, if we're having a good time, I'll take my time.
Mm-hmm.
On the daytime tour, we have to schedule, which is going to be very new to me, but I think I've whittled that into
Well, and
manageable.
the mind tour that experience you have will probably help with that too,
Mhm.
because you're on a time constraint with that
Right.
also.
So I have that experience. It's a good point.
And
I
that,
have that
at least you
experience as
have
well.
that, to
Mhm.
go, okay, this is how this worked. Maybe we can use a little of that here.
Yeah.
I don't want to get, or comfortable with using that, but let's just keep that as kind of a template of
Exactly. Yeah.
kind of keeping the flow going and making sure we're helping everyone out.
Yeah. I think it should be good. I think it'll actually help too, because it'll help trim the fat off any unnecessary thing, and like you will basically not be bored. You'll be constantly moving in motion, or you will have just there'll be constantly a story of some kind happening, and we want to get the audience to participate too. So some of it will be you guys talking, and it's gonna be fun. And you started to say something.
I started to say two things. One, I am the practice audience for all of the practice tours before the official practice tours.
Yeah, she's the practice tour before the practice tour.
Which I am very excited to watch the tour come together. That's going to be very enjoyable for me because I'm just going to come out on a random day and watch them practice, watch them learn their characters, and that's a very exciting role to play. Um, and two, I think one of my favorite pieces of the tour and of the new facade we're giving the Bordello, I guess, is some of the occultish things that we're bringing on board. We have a Ouija board from a friend who they were very, very startled by some of the responses they started getting on it, and they tried to burn it, and it wouldn't burn. So we have that. We have
And they're like, we want this out of the house. I'm like, I'll take it. So that's ours
we
now.
we have another couple working things in process, like an old deck of tarot cards,
You-
antique
Yeah,
Ouija boards
you're
and
you're
things that
you're
are
going to see and this will grow and grow and grow as the tour goes on. You're going to see a collection of mysticism and spiritualism tools, as well as I even want to get like oddities as well as like surgical tools from the time. Like if somebody's like, these are all the shills that failed a surgery in 1809. I mean, like, okay, I'll buy that from you. Like you're going to see things like that. And Heck, I want to get a collection of 1890s horror novels in the place. We just have all these visions. I just walked out of an antique shop where I bought a doll that is like a mix of like it's like a rabbit, but it looks like a rabbit that a very sad child would have played with 100 years ago, and I'm gonna have that and put it in there. Uh,
couple antique bells.
yeah,
There's a,
antique bells to summon spirits. Yeah.
There's a bookstore in Fountain Hills that they always get like people's estates when they pass away.
Really?
Maybe contact them because I actually
That's a
got
good idea.
a copy of The Godfather from like when it was written
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of that, because someone that was,
I
old that had
I-
it from them.
I know I'll never get them, but I really would love. In fact, if I did, I might not even be able to display it. I might have to put it behind glass. I want a first edition of Dracula, and I want a first edition of Turn of the Screw, two of the most infamous novels that came out in the 1890s, and both of them have been maybe the two most influential horror novels to date. There is no haunted house movie that doesn't owe something to Turn of the Screw, and Dracula speaks for himself. So I'm really wanting some first editions of those, but good luck me, and I would probably have to put them behind glass if I did.
For sure.
But yeah.
Because you'll want to tell people that's them, but they'll also
Well, yeah,
those are valuable.
That's actually them. No, you can't touch it. Like, yeah, don't even think about touching it.
Is the daytime gun show gonna interfere? You guys are talking
It
about?
might. In fact, we've been talking about. I mean, not interfere, ruin. Interfere as you might hear them, and I'm gonna tell people that's outside. We're here to focus on what's inside. It's what's inside that matters. But we've already talked to the shops that work downstairs. Like, so how much of this us walking around and setting things up, how much is that bleeding through? And they're like, we're aware of your presence. I'm like, okay, sorry about that, but no, they're so excited. Like, we don't care because we're so excited about what you're doing. Goldfield, the other merchants in Goldfield are stoked. Everybody's stoked. We have had nothing negative so far, and I'm like, wow, that means a lot too. So you might hear some of the outside and the gun show. So I'm going to tell people like, yeah, Goldfield's going on up there, but that would have been no different than if you were actually in the brothel in the
Look
1890s.
at it as a duel, and we're
Yeah,
up
in
here.
fact, they're the ones that lose. This is where they're coming next. So that's kind of how you gotta look at it.
Come to tomorrow's. They'll be there.
Yeah, those of you that are out on like the gallows, because there's a gallows in Goldfield. I'm like, yeah, after you're done there, come up and see us forever and ever and ever.
I
You know?
think there's also like a certain element of community in Goldfield that Matt is a big part of. Everyone knows the ghost tour, everyone loves Matt, and everyone's very excited because the more that Matt succeeds and the more that this new ghost tour succeeds, so does the rest of the town.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to go get some ice cream or some fudge after they go on a
Well, the
ghost
food
tour?
that
You know what I mean?
that restaurant right there is so good.
It
That's
is.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much to do in Goldfield that the more that anyone brings in business, the more it benefits the whole town. So
Are you reaching out to some of the vendors saying, hey, if you want to advertise up here, just get me some stuff to put in here?
We actually have talked a little bit about that, and they've done the opposite. They're like, bring us your cards. I was there this past weekend with flyers that were intended, they were created intentionally for the shop owners to be like, this is information that there's a new tour coming. This is what you can tell a customer. Three-fourths of them put it up in their windows. And I'm like, this was kind of designed for you guys to have to study. And they're like, yeah, but we want people to know. They're excited. In fact, some of the most successful business owners there have pulled me aside and we've had our own little conversations about what it's like to run a business in Goldfield, and they've been a big help. And I'm like, wow, these people really want me to succeed, and it's incredible. Like it's like your family out there.
Well, you guys
And
should,
yeah, it's amazing.
yeah, you guys should do like, if they come here, you can give them a 10% off,
Mhm.
whatever, or
Yeah.
vice versa. If they come to ours, they get 10% off, food or,
Yeah,
you
that'd be
know,
cool.
soaps or whatever, and the apothecary and all that stuff, whatever.
Like order the ghost burger and tell them Matt sent you.
Yeah,
Like,
just stuff like that, that's always good thing too, because everyone's kind of recycling and
yeah,
oh, hey, there's a couple people that are coming to the tour. They just had some food and we showed them, they saw this and they're doing that now. Or, hey, some people, they're going to come get some food because they were on our tour and we had your stuff there. It's just
yeah.
stuff to take with you or whatever.
Good
So,
supportive community helping each
Yeah.
other out. Yeah.
brings me to another point, I guess, is Pure Frontier is we do our best to support small businesses
Mhm.
in our local area. There's talks
For
between
sure.
us and like shirts and things. Huge shout out to them for being
Cool.
a cool place for alternative people to shop. And yeah, just being a part of the small business community is a big deal for us.
Dog.
Um,
Yeah. So some of the communities out here, like, I mean, anybody that kind of gets it knows spooky is always in high demand. It's not just a Halloween thing. And yeah, we've had some places want to work with us that I'm like, heck yeah. So yeah, that's really cool.
what antique stores do you guys go to?
Oh, there's all kinds of
Speaking
different
of small
ones.
businesses.
One of our favorites, Brass Armadillo. Just the mere size, sheer size is just crazy. What's the one with the restaurant in it? There's a great one in Gilbert.
Call it new, call it
It-
antique.
No, that's
Is it-
opposite in
Oh,
Broadway.
It
It's on
You guys
Gilbert and
probably-
Alma. No, it's on Alma School and
No, it's Warner in Arizona.
yeah, Warner,
Yeah.
Arizona. Yes, you're right. I can't remember what it's called, but that was
It's a tree. Shit. Yeah.
So you're close. Yeah, that place
place is
has some really
fantastic.
Have you been to Call It New, Call It Antique?
I don't believe
probably
so.
at some point. I don't know
On
if we have. I'm
Broadway
sure at
and
some point in my life.
Dobson.
I used to. I mean, I've done antique shopping for a vast
And
part.
there's
of my
also one
life.
closer to
I've
you
probably
guys
been to it at some point.
on Power and Main or Power and Apache.
Is that the
One
one?
over there? I think it's just called like the Antique Mall or something like
Yeah.
that.
I believe we've been to
We
that
went to
one.
that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we went to that one. That's closer to Goldfield, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Merchant Square.
Merchant Square. Yeah. Merchant Square is great. Brass Armadillo is great.
Brass
Problem,
Armadillo's a drive.
yeah, that's the problem is it's got two locations and they're both a
One's
drive.
off the
unless you're
17,
way
one's in
out there.
Glendale, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, Avondale or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Planning on going. We went to the one in Phoenix.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, the one out
Yesterday.
in Glendale?
Hmm.
It'll take you all day.
Get there early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plan to eat over there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you spend a day there.
going there because his parents live farther that direction.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
So
visit
we plan on
them.
going there.
If you guys go on a
and then-
weekend,
They're on
if you
the
go on a
way.
weekend, let us know. We'll tag along.
Oh, that would be
We can
fun
set
too.
that up, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a great place. I love places like that. And
Yeah.
then um yeah, it's just really fun because if it's spooky, cursed, looks evil, like I'll grab it and throw it in
Yeah.
the
Anyone in the audience who
Terror,
wants a
Terror
creepy-
Traders good too. They have some of that
Yeah.
antique stuff as well.
Yeah, some of their the stuff they have in their little cursed room with the
And
Ouija boards and
You
stuff.
could always ask Jason too. He might know people that have that stuff that just don't display it there. Like,
Mhm.
you keep him.
Yeah,
in mind
I
too.
plan on
Yeah.
paying Terror Trader a visit.
Yeah.
Let him know, yeah.
Been there.
Because there might be large stuff that these people have that they just don't display there because it just takes up space.
Yeah.
But he might be like, hey, get in touch with this person. They have a lot of antique furniture.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terror Trader is great with that stuff, and yeah, that's something like the whole horror community is just. I've heard a lot of just positive feed, like, "Hey, you're doing a daytime thing," and I'm like, "Yeah." And they're, in fact, the number one thing I hear, finally,
Yeah.
that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Finally,
Well, and I mean, like their big events in 3 weeks.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Gathering of the
at
Ghouls.
the new location, which is going to be
Yeah,
interesting.
which is awesome. Yeah, we spoke at last year's, and
That was cool.
yeah, oh, that's right. Of course, you guys know that. They
I know the director.
yeah, they told us they're like, yeah, next year, bigger place, and they were right. They're
Yeah.
moving it. Yeah,
Well, that's what we told them last year.
I don't think so. In fact, we were yeah, I was in talks with them about returning. We had talked about
That would
Fear Frontier
be a
coming
bad
back.
idea because
It's the
you are
timing's
promoting.
perfect, but
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't know.
it's happening. I don't think it's panning out.
Having guest speakers because of the new location doesn't exactly have an auditorium.
They're struggling
So,
to
I'm not sure
get it to
exactly how
work.
all of that's working. I know
Um,
I can't go because I worked that weekend.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think we're there this time, but in some ways it sucks because the timing would be good. In other ways, though, I need every free moment. Like if I'm not doing something like how I'm here talking, odds are I'm doing something. In fact, this is for Fear Frontier as well. Being
Yeah.
here talking about this is
Yeah.
also
Oh,
for Fear
yeah,
Frontier.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So like I'm always doing something for the tour, and we open the first public day is October 11th, and it sounds like we have time, but it's like, but we don't. Not to mention we're gonna have private tours a couple weeks before that. So technically, we don't even have till October 11th. Technically, we have till private tours, which is we're in the same month that private tours are taking place. We're about to start nighttime tours, which are going to take up some of our nights. We're literally going to be doing nighttime tours, and then when everyone else goes home, the crew is going to stay behind and work on some daytime tour stuff. Like, and God bless them, they're willing to stick around and do it. That's the kind of crew I have, but it's you forget to sleep, which is cool. There'll be time to sleep later. But yeah.
Have you thought of at any point doing like podcast tours? Like for instance, like you have a group in, they know, and you guys will do like a lengthier version of it, and it's more of a podcast. You film it, and people
It
tell
depends, 'cause
stories.
I want to keep a lot of it under wraps. I'm not even gonna let
Gotcha.
people
Yeah,
record
yeah.
at first.
Gotcha.
Pictures are cool, but I'm gonna make it where it's mysterious for a while. Although, since we do shoot our podcast in that building, that's gonna be a lot easier
Yeah.
because we're literally changing the locks to the place.
Oh,
So like
nice.
it's ours. Like we're locking this place down. We're gonna go in there and do our thing, and it's gonna, and then with the new lighting, the new the way we've done
Ambience.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot easier to set up those podcasts because if there's one thing that changes episode to episode, because our those that don't know, our podcast is a video podcast on YouTube. So those that have seen it, if there's one thing that changes episode to episode, it's the lighting.
Mhm.
That we might have a more permanent lighting now, which is something we've wanted. It's not because we don't know what we're doing. It's because the building is ever changing, but it's about to become exclusively ours. So we might be able to keep it one way.
So you can pretty much triple down then.
I'm about to be very grateful that the podcast equipment can stay
Yeah.
in the
We
Bordello
all that
instead of
equipment.
in our house.
We can just keep it there. In fact, I've already got speakers and stuff that are just in the Bordello, and it's nice. They're not in the house. They're not in my trunk. They're just in the Bordello right now, safe and sound. So
Well, congrats on that, man. That's
yeah,
really cool.
oh, yeah, we're
So,
excited.
Yeah.
It's it still hasn't sunk in.
What are you doing
Um,
October 7th?
October 7th. Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with you guys and see this little indie band called Dream Theater. Yeah, stuff.
Very cool. Anything else you want to bring up? Or anything else you want to get into? I mean,
Basically,
this is the longest we've ever gone without bringing up Dream Theater, so I thought I had to throw it
had
out
to
there.
do it somewhere.
It has to pop up at least one.
Basically, two things. One, on the same night, Dream Theater is here. Between the Buried Me is also playing, which is a bummer. But of course, I'm gonna go see Dream Theater. But it is a shame that we're missing Between the Buried Me. But two great prog bands will be in the same state and the same night, which is cool. Other than that, those that are listening, I really hope we get to see you on the tour. If you like spooky, if you like history, if you hate them both, but you want to see what we're all about anyway, we can convince you that those things are cool. So come out and see us. October 11th is the opening day of Spirits of the Bordello. You can already get tickets for the nighttime tour, but you can be one of the first guests to experience this with us. And everybody that visits us this October will be the people I remember the most because I remember the first people that did the nighttime tour. So you guys will have a special place in my heart, and you can help us build this together, which is what it's all about. It's horror community, spooky community. We got to stick together. Is there anything Chloe wants to add?
All I wanted to say is that Matt literally changed the opening day of the new tour so that it was after Dream Theater.
That's true. Originally, it was October 4th. I literally changed it just in case something interfered with the Dream Theater show. That is true.
I'm gonna do October 11th so we don't mess with Dream Theater.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense in a lot of ways, but that was legitimately one of the main reasons. Yeah, so
It's a valid reason.
It is a very, very valid.
Yeah. Or people in this room that agree that was the good decision.
Yes.
So
You're not gonna meet anyone here who disagrees with you.
Not even the dog.
Not even the dog.
well, cool. Well, thank you for doing this, and we look forward to everything you guys are doing, and we're very proud of you.
Thank you.
We've known since we've met you that this is something you've wanted to do since we've been talking, and you know, I think we were one of the first to know when it was becoming a thing.
You might have been the first.
Except me.
Well, except you, but I mean,
outside of you.
Well, no, actually, I didn't even tell the members of Fear Frontier right away. I had 2 or 3 meetings with Goldfield's owners before I even dared utter. In fact, I remember shaking their hand and be like, so I can talk about this now. I can tell people. Like I remember at that moment. So it's that official.
Waking up on Sundays after working all night Saturday and being in a panic. Like, I hope the meeting goes well. I hope the meeting goes well.
Yeah.
And then texting him being like, please tell me how it went. And then he wouldn't until he got home because he's a jerk.
I got to tell you in person. I'll be home in 5 minutes. But yeah. So yeah, we're excited and we can't wait to reveal it. No matter how good it is, it's only going to get better as we learn and grow and together. And not to mention, in that Bordello, we're going to have a lot of our own brand new spooky experiences. And if you come visit, who knows, you might even wind up a permanent story on our tour. And that's not a threat. You're not going to die. It means you might wind up experiencing something so good, we can't help but tell the next guests about it.
Yeah.
So we're excited.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Drumming up conversation.